to footballgameplan.com, where football makes sense. I'm Memory Hunt, the czar of the playbook, breaking down the Chargers versus the Bears. Now let's look at the Chargers offense in this game. Tough loss against the Oakland Raiders, but what the Chargers can do against the Chicago Bears is actually spread out that cover 2 defense. They already do a great job of spreading teams out. The one thing that I like about the San Diego Chargers offense is they have the size to go with it. So they pose instant matchup problems for a team like Chicago. What I would do is keep Vincent Jackson on the inside this week. When you're facing a team like the Chicago Bears that has a solid cover 2 defense with outstanding linebackers, you want to have the 2 tight end sets in effect. The problem is the Chargers have 2 tight ends, but they also have a guy in Vincent Jackson that you can also put on the middle, and that would allow a guy like Randy McMichael to be out on the flank, and that's going to draw an outside linebacker or a strong safety, and you can take advantage of that matchup. But I would keep Vincent Jackson on the interior and team him up on the opposite side of Antonio Gates, and that way you can control the middle, and Vincent Jackson is big enough and physical enough to handle his own in the run game, and which is going to open up lanes for those backs back there, whether it be Matthews or Tolbert or Hester, whoever's going to get the carries. But I would say keep Vincent Jackson on the interior, and that's also going to put a lot of pressure on the safety to stay over top. Now defensively, when you're attacking the Chicago Bears, the Chargers defensive line got big boyed off the line of scrimmage last week against the Raiders. The Bears offensive front doesn't provide that type of strength at the point of attack, so the Chargers can neutralize the line of scrimmage. So it's up to those outside linebackers to fill those gaps and make the plays in those inside backers. So if the Chargers 5 techniques led by the rookie Corey Lugic, if he can hold his own against the Chicago Bears, I look for the outside linebackers and inside backers to make plays at the line of scrimmage against Matt Forte. Now you look at the Chicago Bears offense, it's simple procedures. Protect Cutler, everything else is fine. What I like most about the way they can attack the San Diego Chargers, the way you could defeat a 3-4 defense 2 ways: 2 tight end sets, ace formation, or the I formation with the spread tight end on the flank. I would say stay in a little bit more I this week and put a fullback in front of Matt Forte and run downhill, because that way you have that natural bubble and you could take advantage of San Diego's hesitance in filling those gaps, because that's the problem they had last week against the Oakland Raiders. They couldn't fill those gaps, and that's why those running lanes were huge. So if they could put a fullback in front of Forte, they're going to have some success running the football against San Diego. Now defensively, you always have to get pressure. The big matchup I'm looking for is Julius Peppers versus Marcus McNeil. If he's going to be healthy, or if Dombrowski's going to be back there, Peppers should have a field day getting to Phillip Rivers. So also move him around the line. There's still some holes in that San Diego offensive line. They had protection issues last week against the Raiders. The Bears can pose a huge type of problem for an offensive line because they're so versatile, and you can move Peppers around, and you also have the depth of that defensive line. So I look for those defensive linemen to have a field day, and the linebackers in coverage are going to be vital. You look at guys like Briggs and Urlacher, the way they can cover, that makes them the most complete linebacking core in the league. So that's going to be an interesting matchup, how they're able to cover the interior. Now you look at some X factors in this ball game. X factor for the San Diego Chargers is going to have to be Vincent Jackson. Wherever they place him, whether it be on the outside or on the inside, he's going to have a huge day. X factor for the Chicago Bears is going to have to be the safety play. The Chargers offensive passing game puts a lot of pressure on the safeties, and those safeties are going to have another encore performance. I'm going with San Diego in this game. The reason why I'm going with the Chargers is the fact they have the offensive weapons at receiver to match up with the Bears' size at corner, so they're going to be able to spread the Bears out and take advantage of the mismatches that they're able to exploit with those matchups. For more NFL previews, visit footballgameplan.com/NFL or visit our YouTube channel at youtube.com/footballgameplan. And listen to the Football Game Plan radio show, which airs Saturdays 11 a.m. Eastern Time at blogtalkradio.com/footballgameplan.